All right, everyone. Fresh Cuts podcast here. As you can see, got a little different spin on things. Cody and I are going satellite tonight. Had a busy night at the barber shop, so I'm at the house. How you doing, Cody?
Oh, doing good, man. Looking forward to doing this.
Oh yeah. We've got a couple of topics tonight, but one of the things that you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for is at the end of the podcast, we're going to draw the lucky winner to get a square on the NCAA board, which is right around the corner, a week from today, right, Cody?
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
March Madness starts next Thursday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're really excited about that. So we've got a couple of topics tonight. First thing we're going to dive into is NFL free agency. Cody's got some breaking news and he's going to break some things down. I'm going to tell you what I think, some of the home runs and, you know, dabble on some of the controversy that came with it. We'll talk about the Bam Adebayo game. And then, obviously, we got March Madness, so we gotta touch on that, but we'll be real quick with it. But first off, Cody, just kick it off. NFL free agency. What's the breaking
Yeah,
news?
yeah. Breaking news just happened about 20 or 30 minutes ago. It's been a talk of the town. Where is this certain quarterback going to go? The quarterback we're talking about is Kyler Murray. He recently just signed a 1 year deal with the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings, this 1 year deal will only be a $1.3 million deal for this 1 year because the Cardinals are paying the rest of his salary, which is around $37 million that the Cardinals are paying. And so, most likely, I mean, from the talk around town, the talk what you see on sports networks all over, this is probably going to be the starting quarterback day one for the Minnesota Vikings this year.
They'll definitely do a tryout though, right? McCarthy
Yeah.
or
Oh, yeah. There's a quarterback.
nine will have his chance.
Yeah. There's a quarterback competition, no doubt. But I mean, you don't do this, you don't make this move if you got all this confidence in JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? You bring up a good point. One of the reasons we started this podcast was Cody and I called the JJ McCarthy thing from the beginning. I've never seen what anybody has really liked in him. I don't want to get too much into it, but I think it's a good move, good reset for Kyler Murray. And yeah, what are some of the other like big things that's happened today in the last couple of days, Cody?
Uh, some smaller signings today. Commanders added to the running back room Rashad White from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, Dre Greenlaw is returning to the 49ers. He had a brief stint last year with the Denver Broncos. And then also Jonathan Allen, who was with the Vikings last year, he is signing a deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. And then also we had the huge news yesterday that Trey Hendrickson is signing a 4 year, $112 million deal with the Baltimore Ravens out of the huge fallout with Max Crosby. That has been the biggest news for the past couple of days, I've never seen
Yeah.
really a trade fall through like this.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Cody. There's been a lot of buzz about that. You and I brought it up right off the bat. That seems like a cold feet kind of thing for Baltimore. And do you think that that's going to affect Baltimore down the road when it comes to trading, possibly with other teams when they see something like this happen? I mean, that messed the Raiders up. Luckily, Crosby is. It seems like he's committed to the Raiders, but if he wasn't, that's a big deal. So, do you think that'll hurt Baltimore in the future?
Yeah, I mean, because if I'm gonna make any type of trades with you in the future, who says you don't back out of them in the future? You know what I mean? Or if you're a a player that's trying to sign with Baltimore, I mean, they just fired their coach that's been there for a while. You had the whole Lamar Jackson situation a couple of years ago where, Lamar wanted a new contract. You didn't really want to give him a new contract. You told him to test free agency. I mean, it's just like I said, it's just been, a whirlwind of a organization so far, and let's not to mention that they have lost more players this free agency period than they have signed. We're talking
Yeah,
about guys like Tyler Lindenbaugh. We're talking about Isaiah Likely. We're talking about Patrick Ricard. We're talking about Stout, who's been an All-Pro punter. I mean, we're
the
talking
best
about
punter.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much the best punter in the NFL. We're talking about guys. There's more guys leaving the Baltimore Ravens than they're bringing in.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I definitely think that's a cold feet thing. If I was going to do a physical on Max Crosby, as soon as he walked in the door, I would say, "You pass, good to go." So yeah, definitely a cold feet thing. One of the things I wanted to touch on was some of the winners and losers. I definitely think Baltimore is one of the losers in this. And as you can see, I got the Panthers gear back here. Cody's got. I think the Panthers right now are definitely one of the winners in this situation. They addressed exactly what they wanted to focus on was the defense. They got two linebackers, but two totally different linebackers. I know they spent a bunch of money. Everybody's spending money now. Like you said, the punter from Baltimore just got $4 million to go to New York. So I like that. And now Carolina can focus. Cody mentioned this earlier in the week. They can focus on best player in the draft. They don't have to just you know steady on defense. What do you think are some of the other teams that got it like an A+ grade for this free agency so far?
My next team would be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not only did they trade for Michael Pittman, who will be your number two wide receiver across from DK Metcalf, they signed Rico Dowd, who we know pretty well, Wes.
Oh yeah,
They also had like a little bit of a renegotiation with Cameron Hayward, where he's kind of pushing some money off, kind of to like a 3 year deal. Like he's signed a 2 year deal, but he's pushing some money off to the third year. So whenever you get paid, it's not so heavy in that first year. Whenever the salary cap keeps on going up because it keeps going up every year. Whenever it keeps
yeah,
on going up, it's not going to hit that hard on that third year. So that's really helping out the Pittsburgh Steelers salary cap. Uh, they also signed Tampa Bay Buccaneers number one cornerback Jamel Dean to a 3 year contract for about $37 million. That really helps them out because that was their weakness, was their
yeah. That's
secondary.
another team like Baltimore that's got a little too many heading out and not enough heading in there with Tampa Bay. And they kind
Yes,
of fell flat.
yes.
They might be some of the big losers in this game that you don't hear a lot on some of the bigger networks and stuff like that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, but I really have liked what Pittsburgh has done this offseason, this free agency. And I mean, their
Yeah.
biggest question, of course, is quarterback. I still think it's
Th
gonna be
th
Aaron
they're
Rodgers.
gonna do Aaron Ro yeah. They're gonna
Yeah.
sign they
And
they
so,
liked him last year, yeah, totally.
but yeah.
Yeah, I like Pittsburgh. I would, another one that I would go with, just go down south on 95 just a little bit. I like the Commanders. I know they didn't do much, but you got Tunsil. I think is he top 5 lineman in the game, Cody? Yeah, and this is your
Yeah, I
expertise
would
here.
say
He's close.
I
Top
would
10 at
say
least, right?
I would say a top 10 left
Yeah.
tackle.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. I like him. And then they got Chase on, who, I think he's a good player. He's versatile. He's getting a little long in the tooth, but I like what the Commanders did. They solidified the big position on the defense, and then got Tunsil there. So,
Yeah,
and
and
then like we mentioned, yeah, go ahead.
they got another pass rusher, Odafe Owe. He had ten
Yeah,
and a half sacks for the Chargers last year.
yeah,
That's
and he
gonna
was
be
on a
huge
lot
for
of people's radar. Yeah.
that's gonna be huge for them too.
Any other studs and duds you saw out there, Cody?
I mean, nothing too crazy. I would give a shout out to we're kind of been in the a little bit up north, so we'll go way far south to the Houston Texans. Uh, David Montgomery, Foster Moreau, Braden Smith, who's a left tackle. They got Ed Ingram, who's a guard, Sheldon Rankins, who's a D tackle, Reed Blankenship, who's a hell of a safety that came from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, another
Um,
team that's losing a lot of
I mean,
players and not gaining a ton.
yeah, I mean, they just signed a lot of players and made a lot of good deals, and so Texans,
Does
they should be right back up top.
does David Montgomery does that mean Joe Mixon? Is it is it a wrap or what do you think there?
Yeah, I think Joe Mixon will probably be released pretty time soon. He'll probably do that. Yeah, you've heard of the June 1st release date, where it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
If you release him now, you got to pay like the whole thing back to him. But if you release him June 1st, then you only got to pay half. I expect them to release him around June 1st, because we all saw Woody Marks last year. He was phenomenal at running back. So now you're going to have Woody Marks and David Montgomery, a 1-2 punch, which would be really good. I guess just next year for the Houston Texans, it all depends on CJ Stroud. We really haven't seen CJ Stroud like his rookie year, pretty much ever since Tank Dell got hurt.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So that's a good little nugget there from Cody, because this will be the last ditch effort for Joe Mixon. But if you're in a fantasy or something like that, when you see him get released, start paying attention to the teams that look at him because if he goes to, like a New England or something like that, somebody that wants to run the ball, who knows? So keep an eye on that. Cody, you think we got enough on the free agency? You want to move on to Bam, or you got
Yeah, yeah,
anything you want?
let's just yeah. Let's move on to our next topic.
Yeah. Normally we don't do a bunch of NBA on here. We don't have a huge fan base with that, but I wanted to touch base with the 83-point second all-time Bam Adebayo. Cody, I want to let you lead with this because I got a little bit of steam to blow off on this one. So yeah,
Yeah,
just
it was Tuesday. Oh, I think, yeah, it was Tuesday night.
yeah, the 10th.
Washington Wizards came to Miami. Miami was playing at home, and Bam Adebayo shot 83 points. He got 83 points. He was 20 of 43 from the field goals, 7 of 22 from the 3-point line. He was 36 of 43 from the free throw line. 43 free throws, most in a game in NBA history. And also, like Wesley said, he is second in all-time points scored in a game behind Wilt Chamberlain and in front of one of my favorite players of all time, Mr. Kobe Bryant.
Yep. RIP. Yeah, that's a great stat line and everything. One of the things, yeah, obviously Will got the 100 and nobody got the, there's no broadcast of it, but Kobe had the revenge game against Jalen Rose, and so he did have a little bit of fire behind him. I have no problem with feeding somebody who wants to prove a point to another opponent who you might face in the NBA championship. You never know in the Pacers. So when Kobe went for the 81, he was sending a message to them. Now, everybody knows if you want to break a record, it's always easy to go second. And nobody's going to break Wilt's record. So the record was Kobe's record. And what pisses me off is they just totally changed the game in order for him to get the 83 points. And I'm not throwing any shade on Bam because he's a North Carolina boy. He's been on the Olympic team. He's a great player. But when you start fouling a team when you're up by 20 with 3 minutes to go, so you can extend the game, and then you constantly feed it to him, I don't know how many. He probably had like 8 turnovers in the game too. And so I was really disappointed in that. It's going to be one of those records that to me is kind of tainted. Again, I know it's not a record, it's second place, but nobody's going to get 100 ever. It's hard to even score 100 points for a team sometimes. So I just wanted to touch base on that little nugget. I thought it was egregious. If you think I'm wrong, please reach out in the comments. But I thought it was just a little too much. What do am I overreacting, Cody?
No, no. I heard someone say on one of the sports networks that once Bam got I think he got to 70. they said the game really changed from a ball game to a spectacle. And I thought that was a
Exactly.
great way to say it because, not many guys get close to 70. And so once he was right there at it, you could just see the game change in real time from okay, let's just see where it goes from here. Oh man, now it's 73. Now it's 76. Let's just go all the way in with it. And so it turned into not like I said, just a spectacle. I mean, the Great Gatsby circus, everything like
Yeah.
that. And so
It almost seemed like Washington was okay to play along with it too because he got fouled so much at the end there,
oh
so
yeah. Oh yeah, they were feeding into it too. So now like I said, I'm right there with you. I did look up Kobe's stats of whenever he hit 81 and he was 18 of 20 from the free throw line. And Bam was 36 of 43. So he's got more than double Kobe's stats from the
yeah.
free throw line. So
And again, you probably know that I know you know this, but Jalen Rose had kind of slid his foot underneath Kobe's jump shot a year or two prior. He rolled his ankle, and so Kobe was going for revenge, and I think that's a little bit I don't know. That's just the dog in me. That's just a better reason to go for 81 because they fed Kobe and they got some fouls there at the end too with Kobe. I'm not going to deny that, but this was just like a let's break the Kobe record, and it kind of hurts. But good for Bam. I don't want to throw any more shade on him. So
I, I do
like I
think
said,
I do think someone can hit 100. I do think so. Because if
oh
you like I said, you look at this stat line, he was 7 of 22 from the three-point line. What if he's 20 of 22? Yeah, I mean come on. I mean, 83 is I know it's
yeah,
17 points away, but I mean, if there's a guy
yeah,
out there that's like a legit sniper from the 3-point line, I think things can change. And so, like I
yeah.
said, I'm not
20
saying
to
that
20 to 22 is like 89% or something from the
yeah.
three-point line, yeah. There'll be a
I'm
bunch
just
of
sa I'm
records
just
broke.
I'm
Hey, I
just
hope
saying
you're
the way
right.
the game is the way the I mean, Miami scored 150 in this game. I mean, where else is there to go but up with the game? The game has changed so
Yep,
completely right now with a guy like
yep,
Victor Wembanyama who's 7'5" and he's shooting from half court.
yeah. Hey, there you go. Great take from Cody here in 2026. So, he thinks that the Wilt Chamberlain record can get broke. I love it. I love it. So again, it can't be a Fresh Cuts March podcast without some March Madness news. We've already got a couple of upsets and a couple of higher seeds gone. My Longhorns are already out of it. Um, uh, ACC tournament is really, really heating up. And as we speak, Florida State is keeping up with Duke.
Yeah,
So
down by
we
2
we
points right now.
yeah, we might have a little bit of an upset. Cody, what is this kind of shaping up how you thought it was? I know you had a couple of bets in the barbershop and they've been doing really well. So I mean, is this how you thought it was gonna kind of roll out?
We're talking about Duke game?
No, 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 just the conference tournaments in general. There
Yeah,
haven't been
oh
a ton of
yeah.
upsets
Not a ton
necessarily.
of upsets. I tell you what, I gotta tip my hat to one team that I was kind of down on going in to the conference tournaments, and that's the Iowa State Cyclones. Holy crap, dude! Their past two games, they beat Arizona State last week. I mean, not last week,
Yeah,
yesterday
last night.
by 49 points. They played Texas Tech today. Texas Tech is the higher seed. And
Oh yeah.
they
Well,
almost won by 20 points today.
oh, yeah, they waxed them. Yeah, that might have been a little revenge
Yeah,
from a couple about a week ago, I think Texas Tech surprised them.
yeah.
Um,
That's right,
cou
that's
cou
right.
a couple things, Virginia putting up 81 points against NC State today, that was pretty impressive. It's good to see Georgia being able to put up I mean, Virginia being able to put up some points, and they play good defense. Any other team standing out? I know
Um,
Arizona just crushed, Central Florida, so that
yeah,
I know that's one of
Arizona's
your
gonna
hot
be
teams.
real. Oh yeah, Arizona's gonna be tough. I mean, like I said, the Big Four is still gonna be the Big Four. I would really be shocked if Duke doesn't win the ACC. I'd be shocked if Florida doesn't win the SEC. I'd be shocked if Arizona doesn't win the Big 12. And I would be shocked if Michigan doesn't win the Big 10. If those four don't win their conferences or, someone knocks them off, I'm going to come on here live and I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's a nice little nugget to take from Cody. He's not necessarily saying that that's your final 4, but it definitely could be. Um, but I really, really like that, and I tell you, we've been paying close attention to these games, and for some reason, the favorite team seems to be really doing well. Well, we know why it is. It's NIL, so they've just got more money. I'm
Hmm.
really interested to see how Kansas comes out against TCU. TCU's not a great team, but Kansas needs to step it up. I mean, that's just been ridiculous with the amount of talent on that team. And I'm really interested to see the Carolina and Clemson game tonight. I was surprised they have Clemson that close to Carolina. Cody, what do you think? You think Carolina is just sputtering right now?
Well, I think it's all because of the news about Caleb Wilson. We saw that news break Friday before they played Duke on Saturday. Uh, Carolina did play Duke tough in the first half, but they didn't play good in the second half. Nobody really stepped up.
No.
Uh, I am surprised that the line has switched this morning. The UNC was favored in this
I
game,
know, that's what
and
I
now
mean.
they are the underdogs.
Yeah.
Plus, Clemson's starting center got hurt last night with a knee injury. So I am really shocked right now. Uh, for
It's
all the people who are
strange.
going to see this, maybe not right now. Um, it's strange. It is strange to see the line switch up like this. Um, but if Carolina wins this game, they're gonna have to get Vasar going, and they're gonna have to get Trimble going. If Vasar and Trimble put up 8 to 9 points or 10 to 11 points this game, Clemson's going to win this game. Um, but if Carolina wants a good chance to get their season going, win this game tonight.
Yeah.
And win comfortably. Win by 8, win by 10. Make a statement to the rest of the world that hey, we don't need Caleb to win this tournament. And I'm not talking about a national championship. We're just talking about ACC tournament right now. They can win this tournament, because
Yeah.
who knows? They might, who knows? I mean, like you said, right? I'm looking at the game right now. I literally got it on right here in the bedroom right now, and Duke's only up by 3 points right now. You could
That's
play
what I
Florida
meant.
State, and
I'm
so
I'm
who
hammering
knows?
Carolina here.
Who
I'm hammering
knows?
that money line. I know this, not necessarily a betting podcast, but I'm hammering Carolina right here. I think they do really, really well. Cody, is there any other NCAA matchups you want to talk about? Anything in the future or anything that's kind of
Like I
popped
said,
out to
I
you?
mean, we're still kind of in the semifinal range right now, so we haven't really got down to the finals. So, like I said, it's going to be really interesting to see who gets down to the championship games. Is it a Duke and Virginia? Is it a Michigan State Michigan? Is it a an Iowa State versus Arizona? I mean, what are the matchups going to look like? Like I said, everything's kind of been playing itself out. There's not really been any big upsets yet,
Mm-mm.
but are they right on the horizon that we don't even see coming yet? And so I'm excited to see that, and look forward to Selection Sunday, which is this Sunday. And we're like I said, I'll probably but because Thursday is our normal taping, and so I might do we might do an episode either Sunday night
Yeah.
to break down the bracket, or we might do something Monday just to see
Monday.
how our
Yeah.
schedules are. And so but we will be breaking down the brackets before next Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really excited about that. Well, if you don't have anything else to add, We'll do the big drawing for the NCAA March Madness squares. Been at the barbershop. We don't have many more to sell. This was everybody that liked or shared or subscribed. So there will definitely be some more prizes to go along in the future. So make sure you do that. All right. There it is. Let's see.
You had to say
Oh,
the
I had
name.
I had it upside down. It's Elizabeth Hood. All right.
Oh,
Perfect.
nice,
That's my
nice.
that's my sister. That couldn't happen to a better person. She's helped out a lot on the podcast. She always watches from Louisiana. So shout out to Elizabeth Hood, my sister. You're going on the Fresh Cuts podcast NCAA board, $100. All right. Good luck, Izzy.
That's great. That's great.
All right, Cody. Is there anything you want to send us off with?
That's it, man. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Enjoy all the basketball games.
That's right. Everybody keep pounding. Enjoy the March Madness. Signing off. Fresh Cuts Podcast. Enjoy the weekend.